Howdy folks, welcome to the channel Rockin' the Country. I'm Don. I react to non-pop country music, so if that's what you're into, that's what we're here for. And I have a gift request from Harry Workmon for Dianne Lindsay's song, Charlie. Dianne is an Aussie, and Harry has been on an Australian tear, almost an Australian tour. But he's been taking us, courtesy of the gift request he's made, on a tour of many Australian artists, primarily Slim Dusty, his wife Joy McCain, their family, and others. And Dianne Lindsay, I think this is the second request of one of Dianne's songs that you made, Harry. So I don't know the song. It's Charlie. I'm going to swap hats for my official Australian hat. All right, I know Miranda Lambert has a song that I've always liked, Me and Charlie Walking. And that I love that song. I probably reacted to it, but this is the other Charlie song.
He said his name was Charlie, and he came down for the show. He'd been out back fencing in some place I didn't know. Said he'd built a line of fence that spanned from Perth to Cairns. Oh, I said that I believed him from his rough and calloused hands. And it really didn't matter that his dress was out of style, or that he wore a battered bushman's hat. He wore a country smile. His jeans were old and faded, and his boots were well worn down. It's been a month of Sundays since old Charlie's been to town. Then he asked if we could play a song to gladden his old heart. How about Plains of Pepperminati? That'll do us for a start.
That's Slim's song. I did that one. These lyrics are more country than some of the stuff that I've done.
Said his name was Charlie, and his eyes, they filled with tears. He said that really meant a lot, haven't heard that song in years. Then he told me something of his life in travelling round. He'd worked on many a station and many outback towns. And he said he'd never known the joys of a family and a home. I'm just old Charlie Bell the fencer, and I was born to roam. He said his name was Charlie, and he came down for the show. How many Charlies are out there? Well, I guess we'll never know. But sometimes I think of Charlie when we're traveling here and there. I know he's out back fencing somewhere without a care. And it really didn't matter that his dress was out of style, or that he wore a battered bushman's hat. He wore a country smile. His jeans were old and faded, and his boots were well worn down. Oh, it's been a month of Sundays since old Charlie's been to town. And I'm glad I met old Charlie, and I hope we'll meet again. Let's play one more for Charlie, our old friend.
That's this one. I like it. Yeah, that was a nice little touch in the end. Let's do one more for Charlie. And they named it Charlie. What do you say about that? And, I love how the song moved along and had a happy feel to it. Even though, it was a little melancholy, his story, at least the way I hear and feel the song. Some other folks might think, oh, good for him. He gets to just move along, go wherever he wants, whenever he wants. But he never had a family, never settled down, never had a house, that kind of stuff. You're like, oh, that's kind of sad, to never have had that. Things happen along life's path. Maybe you have a house and a family and then you get divorced, but you still have a family and maybe you've got to sell the house, go into an apartment. I don't know, whatever, but you'd had the experience of those things and he never did. So that kind of hear that like, oh, I feel a little bad for him. But he's old Charlie too. That's what she called him in this one. So I don't know how old he is or if that's just a sweet name for a gentleman named Charlie, but I think we have a clue here where, the Plains of Pepperminardi, he hadn't heard that in a long time. It's like, okay, well, you've got an expansive time then. Now we're hearing. So then when she referred to him as old Charlie, I got the sense he is a little bit older and maybe it's getting a little bit harder to move about, but he'd been putting these fences in. I think she mentioned the area, but I didn't pick up on it because I'm not familiar with Australia. Some parts, of course, Melbourne and Sydney and Perth and some places I've heard of, the Outback, of course. But that's a large area. That's not just like a town. But it was really sweet, and he's just moving around, putting fences in, and that's how he does it. But I think she said he's got a smile on his face, but I think that was an allusion to the song that she had played for him that they were going through, and he needed to pick me up, and they gave it to him. And then they gave him this, and I'm guessing this is true. Harry, I'm just guessing it's true. You know what I mean? Like, I want to believe that this is a true story because it's a beautiful human interest or human kindness thing for someone to do. And then they added another song on top of it, this one. The song itself, like when I made the comment that this is more country than some of the things I've done, I was thinking about more of some of the Nashville stuff, of course. The traditional stuff I do, every song is its own entity. But these lyrics were just really, you could see, Marty Robbins latching onto the lyrics. Maybe not the instrumentation, but the lyrics, or even possibly a Coulter Wall. Coulter's songs tend to be a little bit darker, but not always. So who knows what he would do with something like this, but I could just see this having like a Western feel to it. It's kind of what it is. So, I mean, substitute the name, instead of it being the places in Australia that Dianne sang about where Charlie was, you could sing Wyoming, and okay, it would still fit. And the faded jeans and the Bushman's hat was worn and his boots were worn, actually. And you're like, yeah, that's a good look right there. As long as he gets a shower every day, it's a good look. So I'm not going to rate this one because I think this is a real person, Harry. I do. I don't think it's fictitious. So I'm not going to risk offending Charlie should Charlie see this. Hopefully Charlie's still alive and still smiling about this song. Why wouldn't you, Of course, somebody does a song. It's so funny when I even mention somebody on my videos, like a friend or somebody, they're like, oh my gosh, you mentioned me. Like, even just a shout out. They're so happy. Imagine getting a song like this. It would certainly make you smile for years to come. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed that one. You can thank Harry Workmon for another tour of Australia. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.
Then he asked if we could play a song to gladden his old heart.